Hey everybody, Motumbo here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we are playing some Timeless here on Magic Arena. And that's going to get used to saying, it's actually pretty exciting. This deck that we're playing is pretty sweet. We're going to hop right into it, and we are playing Once Upon an Oko. So full disclosure, after our games, I actually had to come back and re-record our intro because after game one, I decided that one of the cards in the deck should just be something completely different. So we came back in, put it in. We'll get to that in a second. But again, we're playing Once Upon an Oko. This is a very aggro. This has all of the things in it. It's got aggro, it's got mid range, it's got control. This is just a Sultai deck at almost at its core. It's a very low to the ground Sultai deck, but it is super powerful. It's a lot of fun. Now, with Timeless, this brand new format that came out today as I'm recording this, or yesterday if you're watching this video, Timeless is a format that encompasses all of the cards that are on Arena. Yes, every card is legal that is printed on Arena. There's the only stipulation is that there are 3 cards that are restricted. They are Demonic Tutor, Channel, and Tibalt's Trickery. You can only play one of each of those, but everything else you can play 4 of. And so we're full on taking advantage of a lot of cards that used to be banned. And then we also had a new set drop online today as well in the form of Khans of Tarkir. So now fetch lands are available on Arena, which is super cool. So we're playing fetch lands as well. This deck really runs off of fetch lands because we're trying to fill up our graveyard as quickly as possible so we can utilize our graveyard for multiple functions. And we're going to be talking about some cards that I did not talk about in my introduction video the other day, mainly Deathrite Shaman and one other card. But Deathrite Shaman is a 1-mana 1/2, very powerful. This card was banned in certain formats back in the day. So again, 1-mana 1/2, hybrid mana cost. You could tap it to exile a land card from a graveyard to add 1 color of mana of any color. Again, really great with fetch lands because you could sack your fetch land, go get a land, and then utilize the fetch land that you just sacked that's in your graveyard to actually make a mana of any color. You could also pay a black to exile an instant or sorcery to make your opponent lose 2. Or you could pay green and exile a creature from a graveyard to gain 2 life. So this card has a lot of functionalities. It's really powerful. So we're playing that. We're playing Delighted Halfling. We're playing Fatal Pushes. We're playing Brainstorm. Brainstorm is such a powerful card with fetch lands. So you get to, for 1 blue mana, draw 3, put 2 cards back from your hand on top of your library in any order. So this is great because you're going to draw 3, you're going to put 2 cards back that you never want to see again, and then you're going to sack a fetch land, and then those cards are just going to get shuffled into your deck forever, until you potentially draw them again, but you're not going to be drawing them immediately. It's really, really, really great. We have Mishra's Bauble. Again, this is just a card replacement effect. You get to see whoever is the top card of your library that you want whenever you target them, and then you get to draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. We have Memory Lapse. We have that 1 restricted Demonic Tutor. We have 4 copies of Orcish Bowmasters. Such a powerful card when it's not in its digital altered phase. It actually deals damage when it comes into play and will immediately create a 1/1 army token for you. We have Once Upon a Time. Such a powerful card. If it's the first spell that you cast for the game, it's free. So on your turn, you just play it, or on the end of your opponent's turn, you just pay 0. It's really powerful. So the card that I was talking about that we switched out is we switched out some Bitter Triumphs, I think it's called, for Assassin's Trophy. This card is just better, especially in this format where a lot of people are just not going to be playing basic lands or very, very few basic lands. So this removes any permanent opponent controls. It's really, really great. We have 4 copies of Oko. You're going to see Oko in our games just take over games, and we're going to be in some losing positions in a few games, and we're going to play Oko, and then Oko is just essentially just going to say, haha, just kidding. I got my boys back here. We're going to destroy you now because I'm here. I'm at the party, and it's time to get lit. I mean, that's essentially what Oko is going to do. We have 1 Rusko Clockmaker. This is actually an interesting finisher. I saw a couple of other streamers playing this as well. So again, just a 1 of. It is 4 mana. It's great because we can make it uncounterable with Delighted Halfling. But what it does is it puts a Midnight Clock into play, but it says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an hour counter on each permanent you control named Midnight Clock, and then each opponent actually drains for 1 and you gain 1. So this is going to get to potentially reshuffle our hand and let us draw 7, but it's also going to give us a little bit of a drain factor because we do play a lot of instants and sorceries, really just non-creature spells in general. But last but not least, the card that is insane in this deck is Treasure Cruise. This should probably be a 4 of, but I do like it at 3. For 8 mana, you get to draw 3 cards. You know, on the surface, drawing 3 cards for 8 mana does not seem good, but it's got this really powerful ability called Delve. Delve says each card you exile from your graveyard while casting this, you get to reduce the spell by 1. So if you exile 7 cards out of your graveyard, you get to pay 1 blue and draw 3 cards, just like Ancestral Recall. This card in this deck is 100% an Ancestral Recall. You're going to see why this card is powerful. You're going to see why Ancestral Recall is banned, why it is a Power 9 card. This card is absolutely ridiculous. And with fetch lands and, you know, free cards and the amount of instants and whatnot that we're playing, you're just going to see how powerful Treasure Cruise is. And if you were not on board on this card, you're going to quickly change your mind, I promise you. But yeah, this deck is insane. Let's hop into the games. Again, if you enjoy the deck, the channel, the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the links below. Hop on over to twitch.tv/BAMotumbo. Join us on a weekend stream. We're going to have a lot of fun, I promise you. But again, let's hop into the games. Tell me what you think about this new format. Hope to hear from y'all soon. So let's go. See y'all at the wrap-up. All right. Timeless, the new format. I mean, we're not sure what's going to happen, but I mean, we feel like there's going to be a lot of unfair cards that are going to be cast. We keep Bauble, Halfling. Opponent's probably doing what we're doing. So let's take a look. Let's use our Bauble, which is used in all of the decks. Right on time. Once upon a not on time. Opponent might be playing the exact same deck that we're playing. Could show them the land. I do think I'm going to go and attack. Do we attack? No attacks. Let's just go ahead and play out another halfling, right? Then this will leave up 2 mana. Opponent might Bowmaster here, and I think if they do, then we'll Bowmaster in response. Or we could do something like Bitter Triumph, the Bowmaster. Oh, no. Okay. All right, we know what our opponent's on. We should have actually Bowmastered there. Yeah, Wilderness Wreck. It's unfortunate. All right. I mean, we have to start getting in. But yeah, we've already lost this game, right? Wilderness Reclamation is just one of those cards where if it lands early, it's really bad. Probably see maybe an Uro here, another one. want to cast a few cards before we let this resolve. So now they're gonna have access to a lot of mana, 10 mana during their end step. Rusko's pretty interesting. Only have 4 cards in the graveyard. Not the best place to be. I wonder what opponent has here. They didn't have an extra turn spell last turn, or at least they didn't want to fire it off. Uro. Yep. We knew that was coming. All right, we're probably dead here. Yep, that's enough for their... That's enough for their expel. Just press QQ. $11, $12. Okay. So ideally what they're supposed to do there is they're supposed to spend 12 mana and then deal 8 damage somewhere. Don't know why they conceded. Maybe they thought we were going to concede. But in this format, and really in any format, right, you have to take wins where you get them. So no complaints. On to the next game. All right. I think what we just did is good, right? Like, even though that our opponent conceded there for no reason, I went in and I removed the triumphs for some Assassin's trophies. I think they're just going to be better. All right, so I'm going to go get an Overgrown Tomb here. Let's take a look and see what they're playing. Could be playing Sultai, could be playing Blue-Black Control. There's a lot of streamers right now playing Dimir Control, so it's very possible that that's what they're on. Once upon a time, right on time. Yeah, we're just going to attack. I feel pretty comfortable leaving 2 mana up here, really just to cast the Once Upon a Time. But if we need to Fatal Push something, we will. Okay, so they are on Sultai. If they want to counter this, that's 100% fine. Deathrite Shaman. Not exactly where we wanted to be at. So if we attack, they ping, block with the token. We could Fatal Push. So this is assuming they Orcish Bowmaster here. They ping it. That's fine. We're going to trade their entire board for this. Okay. I'd much rather them not have a Bowmaster in play, especially with us having Treasure Cruise. That's a card I've never seen before. Okay. Actually, I think I have seen that. I think I've played it once. Alright, we're not going to do anything right this second. This is not the worst draw, actually. So, we get to... I'm going to get a basic swamp here and probably a basic forest. Again, really want to make sure that we're doing that. This wasn't great. Wasn't great. Yeah, should have got another blue. Didn't even realize that we only had one blue source. That's 100% on my fault. We're gonna have to get used to playing with these cards. Sure. Is that what they got from us? A halfling? If so, I'm 100% fine with that. All right. We've got our own Bowmaster. So if they memory lapse, I will memory, or they're not going to. Okay. I do think it's correct to make a food here. No attacks. End turn. Bowmaster. Oko's pretty cool, right? Because you can actually make the army tokens into elks, and they have counters on them. So this turns into a 4/4, and then the Bowmaster can actually generate another army token. I do like where we at. Oh, I like where we are at. I'm not sure if I like where we're at anymore. We have a Deathrite. Oh, we don't have any mana. Pretty good. Pretty good. Tyvar is an interesting include. It really is. This will actually come back to our graveyard. Oh no, it conjures, so it actually goes to their graveyard. Gotcha, gotcha. Relearning the intricacies of Magic cards and the text that they have on them. Treasure Cruise. It's not really something we can cast here. Let's start with a Once Upon a Time. Not great, not great. Did not mean to do that. Definitely clicked the wrong plus. So I could hit the Bowmaster. Yeah, definitely. Ooh, Bauble. I mean, they're going to flash back or they're going to escape the Uro here. And then we're just going to Assassin's Trophy it. Oh, that's a different Uro. I think that card's worth a time walk, essentially. Sure. Yep, yep. What do they have left? Just a voice? Okay. This is a little bit better now because we can... This does let us treasure cruise. Oh, and we drew that as well. Okay. So we need to... Could hit that, but... I assume they have to have some number of basics in their deck, right? If not, that would be very unfortunate. Wow, that was very unfortunate for them. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Yeah. We're just gonna pop the whole pile here. Let's see what they got. A land. A land. Do we attack? No attacks. Sure thing. Yeah, I wonder what they conjured. That's an interesting card to play in this format, really. Fatal Push. I mean, we know what we're hitting next turn, which is pretty good. So they're going to attack.
So it's a game you're interested in.
Do we want this Fatal Push? Let's get rid of Uro here. Besage you.
Let's broaden your existence.
It's so crazy how much Oko is holding them at bay. I mean, they're gonna feed off of our library, which kind of sucks. But Ledger Shredder. Ooh, holy moly. Okay. Into a Deathrite Shaman. It's pretty good. Another Oko. Pretty good. I mean, I really like where we are because they're gonna try to force through their attacks to our Oko to kill it because it's something that they have to do. We're gonna give them one more turn of copying cards, and we're gonna hope it's just not something absolutely insane. The likelihood that it was an Oko is pretty low since we just drew one. This is a long game. It can't be another Assassin's Trophy because we've already used both of our Assassin's Trophies. So what could it be? It could be a Demonic Tutor. That would be bad. Okay, another Deathrite Shaman. Not great. The good news is they can go to target and we can target in response to completely negate what they're doing. So 4. Yeah, so they're trying to force through this damage. I mean, they have to. That's how good Oko is.
So it's a game you're interested in.
5, 8. They block. I'm trying to think. So if they block the 5 and they would take 6, they put them at 6. It's not great. All right, so we're not going to give them any more. No attacks. I really think Jegantha is just going to be this wall that they're not going to be able to get through. And I really think the card that they took from us they haven't played yet is a land. All right, so I'm going to make them use theirs in response. They choose not to. Okay. What an interesting draw. All right, I have to just start getting in and forcing.
Broaden your existence.
They're going to remove something. They need to gain life. That's really what they need to do. Oh, you know, maybe they took a memory lapse. Sure. Treasure Cruise. Do I care about this? Don't think so. This is a pretty long game, right? Do I ever play out this Bowmaster here? Deal a damage to them? I don't think so. Brainstorm. Brainstorm is going to make math very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think the brainstorm has to happen at the end of the turn. Sure. What do they got? They are playing a lot of cards that I would not have expected to see. But that's the beauty of this being an online format. And not just strictly playing with the normal paper cards that we're so accustomed to. Ledger Shredder. All right, no. I could force them to draw cards, actually.
I invite you to change your ways.
This has to be blocked if we attack. Yeah, it's just getting to be that time. All right, what are you going to target? Probably us, right? That's fine. I mean, you know that we have... Sure. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Do I care about this? No. Yep. And then we are going to Demonic Tutor. Opponent has no cards. And, ooh, do we just Rusco here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Could Rusco. Could just get another Bowmaster. I think another Bowmaster is the correct play. I imagine they have to get something that gains them life at this point. Another Deathrite Shaman. Okay. Yeah, I was about to say. Because we can just pop off their Deathrite Shaman with Oko. Oko is so busted. I mean, y'all just watched a game that should not have been 30 minutes be 30 minutes because of how busted some of these cards are. So, enjoy that. I can't believe those first 2 games we had the wrong scene on, so my camera was a lot larger than normal. So, sorry. Sorry for everyone watching that you had to stare at a really close-up of my ugly mug. So, opponent's probably on blue-white. Oh, blue-red. Okay. Yeah, that's like the card that you have to answer. So, luckily we can answer it. Another one, huh? Yeah, I was about to say, I would imagine that deck plays Spell Pierces, but nothing that could actually counter a Bowmaster for 1 blue. Maybe they forgot what Bowmaster does and cast something that lets them draw cards. Look. Thank you. Dragon Rage Channeler, land, bolt. Bet you wish you would have bolted first. Oh, shame scoop. Shame scoop. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Opponent. All right. Let's just continue our undefeated streak here. Go first. This is a pretty spicy hand. Okay, well that's good. That's good to know about. Definitely good to know about. Explore, huh? Okay, lesson learned. I did not mean to put back both lands. Oh, they're in a Field of the Dead deck. That's sweet. Do I care about Oko, actually? I mean, I do. All right, so Oko comes down. They can make a 2/2, or I'm sorry, they can make a food. Food doesn't necessarily do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna let Oko hit. I'm just gonna ignore it.
The food. One bite, and all your cares are gone.
Two, three, four. So if I play a Deathrite Shaman, yeah, I think it's right to ignore Oko in this particular situation since we have 4 creatures in play. Okay.
Gaze into my face and put on your true shape.
Yeah, I think we're good. Yep. Cool. Ignore Oko. Oko's not powerful at all, right? Just ignore it. Keep the streak going. Let's go. Luris? Okay. Fatal push. Sure. I imagine they fatal push this right now. Death Shadow. Okay. Opponent's on Death Shadow. Wow. Oh, they're on Grixis Death Shadow? Okay. And now begins the old 2-mana decide what to do. Sure. Sure. Yep, Demonic Tutor. Wow, what a freaking whiff. What a whiff right there. All right, Death Shadow's online. Sure thing. Yep, Death Shadow online. I mean, if we were going to draw something, that was definitely the card to draw. I will block your Ragavan with my Deathrite Shaman. Snapcaster Mage for Thoughtseize or a removal spell? That's the question. For a removal spell. I'll go ahead and pop this now. It'll incentivize them, I guess, to throw that Ragavan down. The way these decks draw cards is insane. Oh, yeah, that's just too much card draw. It is so insane. Like Treasure Cruise might be the first card to hit the bin when they start banning or restricting again. It might be. There is a lot of craziness that is available with this card. Yeah, I mean, just really think about that last game. Opponent hand disrupted us, removal. Like their board was set up to win, and just us drawing Treasure Cruise, which allowed us to brainstorm Treasure Cruise, brainstorm. It was just too much. Oh, this polluted delta actually looks pretty good. Let's take a peek. What are you playing, opponent? Cosmic Hunger? What is this deck? Do I attack? I think I do. Oh, they've undone what we've done. Opponent is playing very weird lands. They're on more of a, obviously, like a budget-friendly build. What does this do? This is a fight spell. Holy moly. It's probably smart to keep one of those. I think we just have to put those back. I mean, the way our hand is built right now and what we have, I mean, we're just really one board wipe away from just honestly getting wrecked. Let's take a look here. Polluted Delta. There was an argument for putting Jegantha in our hand there as well. When it dies, it perpetually gets... Okay. let's deal some damage. Let's deal some damage the sneaky way. I ever buy this? I don't think so. The card's pretty interesting. Yep, opponent. I don't know what you're doing over there, but I'm sorry that you ran into this pile of cards. Whew. Mr. X. All right, Mr. X, you are our final opponent. It has been quite some time since... this is not a great hand. Do we keep this? How greedy is it to keep this? Immediately keep. I have to do this now. Before Bowmasters comes into play. The bolt us? Sure thing. These are tough putbacks, actually. So I'm going to put back this and the land. And then we'll just draw the land. Don't think the order is going to matter. What is going to matter is our shrinking life total. Dreadhorde Arcanist and a Lightning Bolt, pretty brutal. So be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna put down a bit of a target here. Sure. So if opponent goes for a Bowmaster, I'll kill their Bowmaster. Opponent might not be on Bowmaster. Let's go get a fetch land or a shock land tapped here. Oh, sure. Okay. I guess that changes a little bit of what we're gonna do. Yeah. Whew. Oko coming through. Wow. We just swept through everybody with this deck. So that's saying a lot, right? There was one or two opponents who maybe shouldn't have conceded, but you could argue points for that either way. But this deck is powerful. This format is powerful, and this might be a lot of fun. So get ready. All right, everyone. I told y'all, really, really sick. We so far are undefeated. I played one practice game before this deck, and we went 1-0, and then we played this deck, and it's been a long time since I've actually played a deck and just swept out our opponents. But yeah, we are officially 8-0 in Timeless right now. Are we going to retire from Timeless? Nah, probably not. But as of right now, I have never lost a game in Timeless, and it's super, super cool to say. You saw some really sweet games. Like I said, Treasure Cruise is super busted. Oko, super busted. And along with all of Oko's friends, this Once Upon an Oko deck is super sweet. And you're going to be seeing a lot of this deck, so be ready. Don't really know what else to say about this deck. There's a reason that a lot of these cards were banned from Historic. And when you bring them all together, yeah, you're going to question what this format is going to be about. But it's cool, though, because you're going to see a lot of decks. This is just, with everything available, I mean, the format right now is wide open. I feel like they do maybe need to drop in another few sets pretty quickly, or something else, or we're going to see a lot of the same things because, you know, powerful cards will take over formats. But other than that, maybe just play whatever you like to play in this format and see if it's good. I mean, that's all I can really suggest. Yeah, this is a sweet format. I will tell y'all, though, Khans of Tarkir, it's a little bit of a trap set. There's not a lot of great cards in it. So craft your fetch lands, craft a couple of the delve cards, and maybe that's it. You know, like, I don't know. But again, play Magic how you want to play it, not how I want to play it or not how anybody else wants to play it, and you'll have fun. I promise you that. But with that being said, everyone, again, if you enjoy the deck, the channel, the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links down below. Hop on over to the Discord. Hop on over to the Twitch, twitch.tv/BAMotumbo. I'd love to see y'all on the weekend stream, Saturdays. Right now we're streaming Fridays, Saturdays, and Sunday mornings. We're having a lot of fun. Bring a deck, an idea, a card that you want to see built around. I'll potentially turn it into a video for you, and you'll see it on the channel. But with that being said, everyone, enjoy the new Timeless format. It's a lot of fun, at least so far. And yeah, stay safe, and we'll see y'all next time.